had numerous people now ask me not only when I realized I needed to get sober, but how or what has helped me through sobriety so far. So that's what today's video is about. I made a list of what I would say are my top 5 needs for sobriety, or what I needed to get to where I am. So number 1 is a true inner desire to change or for that sobriety. Deciding to get sober for yourself is the only way you can do it. If you decide to get sober for somebody else, for your job, for whatever it might be, it will probably not create a lasting sobriety, and you will probably fail. I say that because if we don't have the true inner desire for that sobriety or for that change, then when those hard times come, whoever you changed for, they might be the reason for that hard time, or they're just not going to be there anymore. And so if you become sober or you get sober for that external source, for that other person, because you have to for your job, whatever it might be, when those things aren't around anymore and a trauma happens or something negative happens in life, you're probably going to turn back to whatever substance or the alcohol, and you'll fall even harder when you relapse. I know that from my own personal experience. And so through my current journey and hopefully my last journey of sobriety, I have truly changed for myself to make myself a better person. Obviously, as I create these changes inside of me, I only positively impact and affect my kids and anybody else who may come into my life, and for the rest of my family. And that is, a plus or a bonus to me wanting to or deciding to get sober. So again, number 1 is that true inner desire for change. Number 2, being open, honest, and vulnerable. Not only with yourself, which, fun fact, is extremely hard to do. We constantly lie to ourselves about our problems, about the issues at hand, either shrugging it off as a not big deal, or we just tell ourselves we don't have a problem entirely. So being open and honest with yourself, but then being vulnerable with someone else or with others. Obviously, you don't have to go out and share your message publicly for everybody to see. I've chosen to do it this way because I feel like it helps me grow and learn as I'm progressing in my sobriety. But you need to find someone that you truly trust. So find a trusted friend, your romantic partner, other family and friends, somebody that you feel like at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you're about to relapse, you can call them and they'll be there to answer the phone. Not only will it help you because they're there to support you, but if they're a truly trusted person, you will be able to be vulnerable with them. They're going to ask you hard questions, and if they're a true friend or a true loved one, they're going to push you to seeing that problem and seeing that issue so you can make that change. So find that true friend and trusted person that you can rely on. And then with this one, I would also recommend therapy. A lot of people, especially in my profession, have always been against therapy, or they feel like it's not needed. But therapy was crucial, or has been crucial so far in my recovery. There's something about having a not loved one or a not friend who you can be open and honest with, who's going to give you harsh criticism or true criticism to help you change. But you're going to be able to give that person a different understanding. It's a third party outside source who doesn't have that emotional connection. And so they can truly look at where the problem is rather than having that love connection with you and not wanting to hurt you. That's what they're there for. Is, yeah, what they say might hurt. What they say might make you leave that session of therapy crying because of what they told you about yourself. But that gives you something to work on. So find therapy, find that true and trusted friend. Again, number 2 is being open, honest, and vulnerable. Again, not only with yourselves, but with others. Number 3 is discipline. And to start off with this one of my favorite quotes and sayings is what Jocko Willink has completely opened to the public as far as how it is supposed to be. So if you don't follow Jocko Willink, I would recommend following him, but that is discipline equals freedom. As we discipline our minds, discipline our bodies, discipline ourselves, that's where we're going to find that freedom. And I say discipline is number 3 because as you get sober, you are disciplining yourself away from a specific substance usually. So it's either alcohol or drugs. And that's where your main focus of discipline goes. But with the discipline, it also goes to the smaller addictions that often get overlooked. As far as food, sugar, soda, porn, sex, you name it, someone can be addicted to it. And usually, if you are an addict, you are addicted to multiple of them. And so disciplining yourself with those other things that are probably going to be triggers, because while you were using your substance, you were also using those smaller addictions at the same time. And so those are now triggers. And so finding a way to discipline yourself away from those or limit the amount of times you partake of those substance or those other addictions is only going to trajectory your progression in sobriety further. For me right now, I'm on a no sugar diet. So I partake in little to no sugar, or I guess added sugar. Food, I've limited the amount of food that I partake of. And so I guess I did that because anytime I was drinking, the soda and the sugars would be, that substance that I'd put into my body to limit my hangover or whatever it might have been. And then obviously food is just an addictive substance. We crave that artificial ingredient inside of food, and so we want to partake of it. So try to find a way to limit those other addictions that you might have. And if you are one listening to this and you feel like you've never had an addiction with alcohol or drugs, look into those other aspects of your life and find out which one you could be addicted to, and try to put a change or a stop to those. So again, number 3 is discipline. And again, discipline equals freedom. My number 4 is create healthy habits to replace the old habits. While in your addiction, while being an alcoholic, we create poor and very negative habits that not only become triggers, but when we fall back into, I call it the laziness funk, because most of us weren't out there being proactive while we were addicted to our substance. For me, it was wake up in the morning or go to bed at night while drinking, staying in bed until I had to go to work. And so that was pretty much my only habit, was laying in bed watching TV or a movie. And so for me, creating healthy habits has gone to not being in my bedroom as often as possible, cleaning the house, whatever it might be, but you got to start with the small tasks. and I'll refer to Tony Hoffman for this. He's got his morning ritual, I guess you could call it, of making the bed, brushing your teeth. Just create small habits to start your day that will help you start with an attitude of success and gratitude. And do it first thing in the morning. Yeah, sure. First thing in the morning, we don't want to make our bed. We don't want to brush our teeth. We don't want to read. We don't want to study. We don't want to do this or that because we're just trying to wake up. But if you do it right at the beginning, you conquer a small task, which creates an attitude of success that will stay with you for the rest of your day, which will then only help you achieve bigger and better things throughout the rest of your day. So create small, healthy habits, and create big habits too, to replace those old habits. Go out, start hiking, start biking, start working out, start photography, start golf, start shooting, start whatever it might be. Just create healthy habits that get you outside, out of the house, and away from those old habits that you were in while you were in addiction. And then for me, number 5 is put your brain to work. During our addictions, we deprived our brain of good substance and growth. And if you're not growing forward, you're declining and going backwards. So it's time to put your brain back to work, regain information, regain knowledge that you had that you might have lost while you were in your addiction, and start to study. Start giving your brain the knowledge that it's craving, whether it's going back to school, whether it's just finding a topic that you enjoy to learn about and dive right in, learn everything you can about it. Get your bachelor's degree, get your master's degree. There is no end to progression when it comes to your brain, to the information you can give it, and to the knowledge you can learn. So put your brain back to work. And through that, there will be a bigger and lasting change. So again, I'm going to, I don't know. I don't know if you can really put them in order, minus the first one, and that's the true inner desire for change. Outside of that, 2, 3, 4, and 5 might be 5 might be more important to you than number 3. Number 2 might be more important to you, or number 4 might be more important to you than number 2. But it's going to start with that true inner desire to change, being open and honest and vulnerable. Start disciplining yourself, your mind, your body. Create healthy habits that will continue to grow and give you success, and then put your brain to work. And those, to me, like I said, have been my top 5 biggest growths since I started sobriety, and the things that I found truly helped find that desire and want to change. If you have any questions, if you need help, reach out to somebody, reach out to me. There is a huge community for people wanting to get sober, who are sober, who also have way more resources than I do. So just seek it out and you will find it.